Good morning, students. On the last turn, we did till line number 57, right? It was Ferdinand's speech. Ferdinand was praising Miranda and telling her how much he admired her, and he has never seen someone who is so perfect, who is so flawless, non-parallel, without comparison, someone who doesn't have a parallel. Ferdinand says that he has seen several women in the past, but there is no one like Miranda. She is someone who cannot be compared. She is beyond comparison. Now, what does Miranda has to say about it? I do not know one of my sex. No woman's face remember, save from my glass mind. So Miranda says that I cannot say so because I have not seen any women. I don't remember the face of any women except myself. The only woman's face I remember is of my own. And my own face also I have seen in a mirror, right? You can see your own face only in a mirror. So save from my glass. From my glass here means mirror. So my face, which I have seen in my mirror, that is the only woman's face which I am acquainted with, which I know of. Nor have I seen more that I may call men than you, good friend, and my dear father. She further says, and as far as men are concerned, women, I have not seen anyone except my own self in the mirror. And as far as men are concerned, I have seen only you, my good friend, my dear friend. You are the only man I have seen, and my dear father. These are the two men's face which I am acquainted with. Besides these two men, I have not seen any other man in my life. How features are abroad, I am skillless. So I don't know how men look like abroad. Abroad means in the rest of the world, how men are, right? How men look like, what are their forms, I really don't know. I am completely unaware of it. I am skillless of means I actually don't have any idea, right? How men appear in the rest of the world, because I have experience of only two men, and it is you. One is you, and the other one is my father. But by my modesty, the jewel in my door. The jewel in my door means the something which is very valuable to me, right? Something which is the most precious of all my possessions, right? So something which I have inherited and something which is very invaluable to me. Something which is invaluable to me. I swear by it. I take an oath by it. And what is that jewel in her door? That is her modesty, her chastity, her purity, right? So that is the only thing which I have. I would not wish, and I am swearing by it. I'm taking an oath by it that I would not wish any companion in the world, but that I don't desire. As it is, I have not seen any other man except you and my father, and I don't even have a wish to see anyone besides you and desire anyone except you. I would not wish any companion. You are the only one whom I wish to be my companion, right? Nor can imagination form a shape besides you. And even if I try to think, I cannot imagine of any other human shape, any other shape of a man except you. My imagination also doesn't allow me to do it, right? I cannot imagine of any other man except you, besides yourself, to like of. So whenever I think about it, I can only like you. Your shape is only formed in my mind and nothing else. But I prattle something too wildly. And then Miranda all of a sudden realizes that she is talking too freely. She is talking too wildly. You remember in those days, this was not considered as a part of, as something good, right? That women should talk about love freely. You must have read about it in The Merchant of Venice also, right? When Portia, the way Portia expresses her love for Bassanio. When he goes to Belmont, right? So now Miranda realizes and she says that, Miranda realizes and she says, but I prattle something too wildly, that I am talking too wildly. Now I am speaking too freely. I should have not done that. And my father's precepts I therein forget. And I seem to have forgotten. It seems that I have completely forgotten the precepts of my father, that is the teachings of my father, the instructions of my father, right? Whatever my father has taught to me, whatever my father has instructed me, I seem to have forgotten all of it, right? Then Ferdinand says, I am in my condition a prince, Miranda. So he says that in my condition means the position which I occupy in this world, my worldly status. So Ferdinand says that my worldly status is of a prince, Miranda. Right? I'm not a spy like your father thought and told. Right? So he says that my position is, the position which I occupy in this world is of a prince, Miranda. I do think a king. And forget about it, forget about being a prince. Now I think that I am a king. I've been promoted to the king. Why does he think so? Because he feels that his father is dead. And if his father is dead, drowned in the sea, then obviously he will become the king, because he was the only heir to the throne of Naples. So he says that I do think a king. Now I feel that I am a king. I would not so. Though I don't wish to think so. I don't want to think so that I should become the king. Why? Because thinking himself to be a king would mean that his father is dead. So that is why he says, I would not so. Means I wish that this is not true. I don't wish that I should become the king and my father should be alive. But the reality is that I think that I am the king now. I would no more endure this wooden slavery than to suffer the flesh fly blow my mouth. And he says that because of my worldly position, because of the status and the position which I occupy in this world, I would not allow a flesh fly to blow my mouth. I won't even allow a fly to sit on my face. So you can yourself imagine that this is something, the job which I am doing is extremely intolerable to me. This working as a log man, bearing logs, piling logs, carrying logs from one place to another. This is something which is very difficult for me to tolerate, because I am the type of person who will never allow a flesh fly to sit on my mouth. So working this job is as irritating to me as a fly sitting on my face. It irritates, right? When a fly goes on sitting on your face, it's very irritating. So that is what he says, that this job which I am doing of a logman, of carrying logs, that is as irritating to me as a flesh fly blowing on my mouth. Hear my soul speak. Now what am I going to tell you? Whatever I am going to tell you, that is the voice of my soul. That I am telling you from deep within my heart, deep within my soul. The very instant that I saw you, did my heart fly to yourself. The moment I saw you, the moment I caught sight of you, my heart fly to your service. My heart flew to your service. My heart became your slave that very moment when I saw you. There is sights to make me slave to it. And because my heart has become your slave, so automatically I have also become your slave. Right? And for your sake am I this patient love. And it is only because of you. You are the only reason that I am tolerating this disgusting, this detestable, this hateful job of bearing logs. Right? So, because my heart became your slave the very moment I saw you, and I also became your slave. So, I am doing this job of a log just because of you. There is no other reason why I am carrying these logs. Miranda, do you love me? Ferdinand, O heaven, O earth. Mark this speech as in. Miranda says, do you love me? She asks, O heaven, O earth, bear witness to this sound. Bear witness to this sound, bear witness to this voice which I am uttering, the words which I am uttering, right? You have to be a confirmation to this. You confirm to this voice. You be a witness to whatever I am going to say now. Now he is requesting the heavens and earth to be the witness to whatever he is going to say. And crown what I profess with kindly. And if I speak true. So if whatever I am uttering just now, if whatever I am saying just now is the truth, then what you should do is requesting the heaven and earth to crown what I profess with kind event. With kind event means with good results. Then give good results, bestow us with good fortune, reward my love if whatever I am saying is the truth. If hollowly, and if it is false, if my words are hollow, if my words don't have any truth in it, then invert what best is boded me to wish. Then I request you to change whatever good things I have in my future to unfortunate events. Turn all the good things, invert means turn upside down. So revert or means reverse all the good things which I have in my future to bad, right? If whatever I'm saying at this moment is not true, if it is false, then change my fortune into evil, right? My good fortune into evil. I beyond all limits. Then he expresses his love for Miranda and he says that I beyond all limits of what else in the world to love, prize, and honor. Means I beyond all limits of what else in the world means more than everything, beyond everything in this world. Anything which you can think of in this world, I love you more than it. I prize you, I respect you, and I honor you more than anything in this world. And then when Miranda hears all this, what does she start doing? She starts crying. I'm a fool to weep at what I am glad of. Right? He says that I should be happy in listening to these words, and I am crying like a fool. Right? I'm shedding tears over it, over something for which I should be actually happy. Prospero. Fair encounter aside, Prospero is watching all this, right? He is invisible to these two people, that is Ferdinand and Miranda, and he is watching and listening to their conversation. He says, fair encounter of two more rare affections. So this is the fair encounter. Fair encounter means the auspicious meeting, the lovely meeting of two most rare affections. Why two most rare affections? Because it very rarely happens that two people are so much in love, so deeply in love. True love is something which is very rare in this world. So that is why he says of two most rare affections, right? Of two people who are deeply in love with each other. Heavens rain grace on that which breathes between them. That is for love. So now he prays to heaven that may heaven bless of this bless this love which breeds. Breeds means which grows between these two people. The love which is growing between these two people, that is Ferdinand and Miranda, may it be blessed by the heaven above. Ferdinand, wherefore weep you? Now, when Ferdinand saw Miranda crying, he was shocked. He says, why are you crying? At mine unworthiness, that dare not offer what I desire to give. So Miranda says that I am crying at my unworthiness because I don't think myself to be worthy at this moment. Why? Because I dare not offer what I desire to give, because I cannot give you what I want to give. She's crying over her unworthiness here, means kind of helplessness, right? She says that I am crying at my helplessness, my inability. Why? Because I cannot give you what I actually want to give you, what my heart wants to give you, that is my love. I cannot freely give my love to you, right? What I desire to give you, and much less take what I shall die to. And I cannot take from you what I am dying for, which I desperately want. I desperately want your love, but I cannot accept your love also at this point. Why is Miranda saying so? Why does Miranda say these words? Anyone? Because Prospero has not accepted their love, right? Because they feel, Miranda feels that Prospero dislikes Ferdinand. So that is why she is thinking herself to be helpless in this situation. She cannot hurt her father. She cannot make her father angry. And she cannot leave Ferdinand also. So that is why she starts crying, because she feels that she wants to express her love for Ferdinand freely, and she wants to accept his love also, the love which Ferdinand has for her. She wants him to love her, but again, she cannot do that, right? So that is why she says, what I shall die to. I am dying for your love, but I cannot accept it. And the other moment she changes, like Portia. This speech of Miranda is very similar to Portia's speech, but this is stifling. This is stifling means this is something which I am pretending. She realizes, and she says, this is not the truth, right? The way I am behaving, this is not the reality. And all the more it seeks to hide itself, the bigger bulk it shows. The more I am trying to hide this feeling, the more I am trying to hide my love for you, the bigger bulk it shows. The more it is showing itself, the bigger it is becoming, and the more obvious it is becoming. Hence bashful cunning. And then she decides and she says, hence bashful cunning. Bashful cunning means false modesty. Now I have had enough of this modesty, right? Trying to behave in a very modest, decent manner. Enough of this. Now I am going to shed it off and prompt me plain, holy, innocent. So now whatever I'm going to say, that will be out of pure innocence, right? I'm going to express my feelings very innocently, without any kind of modesty, right? And she says, I am your wife if you will marry me. So she expresses her feeling. She says that I am ready to be your wife if we get married. If not, I'll die on me. And if we are not married, then I would prefer to die your servant, your maid. To be your fellow, you may deny me. You have all the liberty on this earth to deny me to be your wife. This is something which is your discretion. You can refuse to be my companion. You can refuse to be my life partner. You may deny. You have the liberty to deny this. But I'll be your servant whether you will or not. But you cannot refuse me to be your servant. You cannot stop me from loving you, no matter whether you want it, you don't want it, you like it, you don't like it. You can only refuse me from becoming your wife or your life partner. But you cannot refuse me from being your servant, whether you will or not. Whether you will means whether you want it or you don't. Ferdinand, my mistress, dearest, and I thus humble it. So he says, Ferdinand says that no, you will be my mistress, dearest, you are very dear to me, and I will be your servant, right? I'll always be your servant, and you will be my mistress forever. Miranda, my husband then. So Miranda says, okay, so then you agree to be my husband. Ferdinand, with a heart as willing as bondage ever of freedom. Here's my hand. So Ferdinand says, yes, of course, I'm ready to be your husband with as willing a heart, right? With all my heart, As bondage ever of freedom. Simile has been used. As a slave. Bondage means a slave, right? As the slavery has a desire for freedom. As a slave desires freedom. What can a slave desire more than freedom? So I have the desire to be your husband as much as a slave desires to be free. Here's my hand. And then he gives his hand to Miranda. Miranda, and mine with my heart in it. And Miranda says, and here, take my hand also, and I'm giving you my heart with my hand. This giving you my hand is symbolic of giving my heart to you. And now farewell till half an hour. And now farewell, tata bye bye for the next half an hour. Miranda, a thousand means 1,000 farewells. Saint Ferdinand and Miranda Sylvia. And then they separate. They go in different directions. Severely means in separate directions they leave the scene. Prospero. And only Prospero is left there. And then he says, so glad of this as they I cannot. Right? He says that I cannot be as happy as they are. Right? They is for Ferdinand and Miranda because they are in love. They are the ones who are actually in love. So nobody can be happier than them. Right? So glad as this as they I cannot. Right? So they are obviously more happy than I am. Who are surprised with all. Why are they more happy? Because they have that thrill. Here surprise means the thrill. They also have that thrill of surprise along with love. Because now, why is it thrilling to them? Because they have finally come to know that they love each other. So the thrill, the excitement which it is giving them, these two people. So that is why they are obviously the happiest people. But my rejoicing at nothing can be. He says, but I am also happy and I cannot be more happy about anything than this. Than Ferdinand and Miranda falling in love with each other. Though I may not be as happy as this couple is, though I may not be as happy as Ferdinand and Miranda, but I also cannot be happier about anything else. Right? This is something which has made me the happiest. I'll to my book. And then he says that I am also very happy. I cannot be more happy about anything else. So he says, I'll to my book. Now it's time for me to go back to my study. For yet ere supper time must I perform much business opportunity. So why? Because before supper time, before dinner time, I have to perform a lot of things. Much business, much work is awaiting for me. Certain important necessary jobs are left for me and are waiting for me, which I have to perform before dinner time, right? So saying this, he exits and leaves the scene. With this, we come to the end of scene 1, act 3 of scene 1 of act 3. Thank you. If you have any problem.